Hello, campers. How are we doing today?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up, Jesse? Helen, how are you? Robert,
What's
are
up,
you
Robert and
here?
Helen?
It's Friday.
There you go, buddy.
All right.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, I'm sure, but right now we're still working, and I'm glad you showed up. I didn't know if anybody would today. I know everybody's got a lot of excuses, and just kidding. A lot of people are busy, and Jesse and I wanted to do our call today. Okay, we got Mario. There he is. We'll give it just a minute here. Let me go get a beverage. I'll be right back, and we'll start here in about 30 seconds.
All right. I'm going to share my screen. So. All right. Got all kinds of windows open. I need more windows. All right.
Is there any way you can make that like a full screen or not?
Is my screen not full screen?
Kind of.
It's 22 inches for me, but I don't know what it looks like.
I mean, it's just got all your other stuff on there, like the files around it's fine. Okay. So thanks for being here. Looks like we have Mario, Rob, and Helen. This is a big deal today for me. This is probably I think we say it in the book. This could be what separates the men from the boys, the women from the girls, and everybody else, because this is where it's at. When I got into the business years ago, probably for the first half of my career in real estate, I had no clue about a schedule. Nobody told me I needed to create a daily schedule, because guess what? I'm an independent contractor and I can do whatever I want to do. So, for a lot of people, that means, what does that mean? It just means that we let our business run us. And I've been caught in that before. As real estate agents, there's 100 different things that each one of our transactions requires to be done, whether it's a buyer or seller. I've got checklists that my admin has, and there's 30 different things for each one of those, and that's just part of it. So any given time, any given day, I can be inundated with phone calls, texts, emails, clients that want to talk or ask questions about things, agents that want to contact me. If you're doing this at a high level, you're going to have a lot of people pulling your strings and reaching at you from different directions and trying to get you off task. So how do you handle that? How do I handle it? I created a daily schedule, and I know this works because I still use it today. I know how effective it is, and most importantly, I know that without this, I don't have a business, and I mean that sincerely. So what do I mean by a daily schedule? For right now, I'm going to just show you what I do. I'm talking about Monday through Friday. If you're doing open houses or working on the weekends, which actually I plan on working this weekend, I'm going to be making some phone calls. The daily schedule is basically your work schedule. Now, your daily schedule, I was taught, it starts the night before, and this is a really big deal for me. So what does that mean? It means that Monday through Friday, which starts Sunday night, I am on a schedule where I'm getting to bed by a certain time. I am in bed by 10 p.m. If I'm not, I'm risking, being a little bit tired the next day, because I have a set system of what I'm going to do when I get up. So I try to get to bed the same time every night, by 10 p.m. I try to eat before 7 p.m. is the last time that I have food. Just little things like that help me really stay on schedule. So daily schedule, what you guys do in the morning. What I do in the morning is I try to do some stretching or exercise and some meditation before I get into the office. And let's start the schedule today for our purposes. I want to be in the office at 7:45. Why? Because I'm going to start my calls at 8 o'clock. So go to the next one, Jesse. This is a great quote by Darren Hardy. He actually owned Keller Williams franchises before he got into his personal development and book writing stuff. You'll never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret to your success is found in your daily routine. Oh my God. This sounds, very boring to me. At least it did 7 years ago. But when I learned to take this to heart, and when I learned how important this was, my income went up 10x. It went from 50,000 to 500,000 just by following a daily schedule. Go to the next one.
Be a maker in the morning.
This one, Jesse. This is good.
So this is something that one of my coaches taught me, that if you're going to be productive, like if you need to get like 2 or 3 things done for sure for the day, do it in the morning, not in the afternoon, because you can manage all that stuff that's going to come at you in the afternoon. It's going to come anyways. You're going to get all those calls. You're going to get emails. Hey, this is falling apart. Can you patch this up? Can you put out this fire? That can all be done in the afternoon. But the stuff you have to do to move your business forward, do that in the morning. There's going to be people just like this little comic. Hey, can you meet tomorrow morning? They want to take your time in the morning. I'm like, no, I do stuff that's important in the morning. I do my most useful stuff. And this guy's like, oh, that's an insult, but hey, that's how I run my business. Like, you have to have that attitude. Like, I guard my morning. I guard my time where I generate income. So.
Yeah, Jesse, and I'm looking at that, and you're laughing, and oh my God, I can say once a month, even with me, working in a pretty secluded office and not having a lot of people come in here, I probably come across as a real asshole at least once a month or more to people, and that's just the way it is. I have learned that I cannot let other people basically create my schedule. I have a schedule that I have to go by. If I'm doing a certain thing at a certain time, I'll simply just say, how about this? I'm going to be tied up for the next hour. I'll get back to you at does 12:15 work for you? And that's it. And that's why it's so hard working in a real estate office. I've been there, done that. I've worked in a real estate office. I've worked at home. I've worked in my own office. I've got a private office now that I do have other people that come in and out, but I have a sign on my door. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. No, you can't. I've got the screen. I have a sign on my door that I got from one of my coaches, Mike Ferry, that says, stop, do not disturb, prospecting in progress. I close my door from 8 to 12 and I don't let people in. Nobody comes in here because I have to be rock solid and I have to defend that time for prospecting. So what goes into your daily schedule? And this is a schedule for absolute success right here. Prospecting for new business should go on your schedule. Without that, we don't have a business.
Nope.
Manage leads and follow-up. For me, that's part of the prospecting. Like I stated previously, I count follow-up calls and leads as prospects or contacts of my 33 contacts that I'm doing daily. Setting and going on appointments. That is a scheduled time in my calendar that I have set aside for just that. Why is that important? This is a really big deal, guys. This is something that I learned from some big time producers, and it changed the way that I do my business. When you're making your calls, prospecting in the morning, you should already have slots of time on your calendar, on a piece of paper, or right in front of you, specifically for your appointments to be set. So when I have, let me pull mine up here, Jesse. I'm going to share my screen real quick. Let's just hope there's nothing too obscene on my computer here. 50-50 chance. We're good. Okay. So here's my schedule, guys. Can you all see this?
Yep.
8 to 11:30, daily prospecting. 12 to 1, agent prospecting. Listing appointments, 5:30 to 7:30 on Monday, 3 to 5 on Wednesday, and 5 to 7 on Friday. Kind of busy today, right? Look at that. Love it. All right. So why do I do that? Because if I'm making calls on Monday morning and I get somebody on the phone that says, yeah, I do want to relist my property, we are interviewing agents, great. How does 5:30 work for you? I'll be in the neighborhood at that time. Can I come over at 5:30? Let me check. Yes. Okay, great. In the past, I would have to pull up my calendar, look on my calendar, figure out, oh shit, what time are you available this week? Well, I'm available between 1 and 2 on Tuesday. Let me check my schedule, blah, blah. You want to just already have those times available, and you want to focus on trying to fill those times up. So I have 5:30 to 7:30 on Monday. If they can't meet then, the next choice is 3 to 5 on Wednesday. Now I have these open areas right here. That's fine. If that's the only time they can meet, I know that I don't have anything scheduled with my kids. I know that I don't have, any coaching calls or whatever going on. So it's okay. But the best way to do it is to have these times blocked for setting an appointment. That's the best way to do it.
Why do you do that, Steve? I mean, does it help you have more control of your schedule, or why are you giving them specific slots?
Because when you're talking to a prospect and you get somebody on the phone that is ready to take action, you want to pounce on that right away. You want to meet with them as soon as possible. And I want to have my calendar. I want to know exactly when I'm available. All I have to do is just look there and I know exactly when I'm available and there's no questioning it. So it just makes it so much easier. It's one of those things that you almost have to learn as you do it, but I guarantee it's going to be night and day if you have it already set when you're available. All right, go back to your screen, Jesse.
You got to click. Let me see here. I can't until you stop sharing.
I have a question.
Yeah.
When you're time blocking listing appointments and you've got it in your calendar 2 hours, 3 times a week, etc., did you find that shifted your mindset as well, sort of made you more driven to specifically fill up that time with names and addresses?
Yeah, it definitely does. Mentally, it does give me motivation to try to make sure something's in there, because if I get to Thursday afternoon and I haven't had any appointments, I'm gonna bust my ass to make sure I get something on Friday set up. So yeah, it absolutely does. There's so many benefits to that. It's gonna pay off just by putting that in your calendar. So setting and going on appointments, that's part of the schedule. Customer service of pending and active clients. I was taught, and I do this today, is on Thursdays in the afternoon, I set aside an hour to go through all of my active listings and showing time to see what the activity's been. And I'm going to reach out to my clients and go, and there's a script that we're going to have for this. I don't know if we have it in there right now, but it's key that we have a time set aside to talk to our current clients, our pendings and active clients, especially during this time. What that does is that the number one complaint that I hear when I go to an expired listing appointment, and I usually go on about 50 or more a year, is the communication was not there with our last agent. We never heard from them. This eliminates that. This is something that you can use in your listing appointment to say, one of the things, we have a set time that we're going to call you. I will reach out to you between 12 and 3 o'clock on Thursday every week to give you information about what's going on with the showings and the marketing of your property. How does that sound? Would you prefer a phone call? You just want to get an email or a text? What do you prefer? Some will say, just text me. That's fine. Do it. I'd rather text them anyway. Some will say, no, give me a call. then do it that way. But if you touch base with all of your clients, if you have 10 listings or 2 listings or 2 pending, touch base with your active clients at a set time every week. It takes anywhere from 10 minutes to an hour. You're going to have a easier time you're going to get referrals from them, number one. You're going to get a good testimonial from them. And most importantly, if you have a listing, you're going to be able to get an adjusted price or a price reduction from them when the time comes, because they know you've been working. They know what you've been doing to try to sell their house. And, you know, if you're trained like I am and you're going to do a price reduction every, 30 days, if it's not selling, or 21 days, when that time comes, it's going to be a much easier conversation. 100% easier.
Yep.
So tracking your numbers, that's something that I literally do less than 3 minutes a day at the end of the day. Real simple. Before I close my computer, I put in there, I look at my sheet. I don't know if you can see it. I look at my little sheet that I use every day. I see how many contacts I made. I look and see how many went under contract, blah, 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 blah. I put it into the tracker. It takes 2 minutes. Marketing activities. That's something that you could set aside 30 minutes a day and do your social media. You could do whatever you're going to do online to market your properties. That should be a set thing that you do at a set time. It's not something that I do sporadically throughout the day, because I can get sucked into it and waste 2 or 3 hours in a moment. Practicing scripts and presentations. You're killing me, Jesse.
What happened?
I hate practicing.
I was like, did I do something wrong?
No, it's killing me to see this. Practicing scripts and presentations. Oh man, I did a lot of that. Hours and years of practicing. And I should still be doing that. I don't even know who the basketball players are nowadays, but did Michael Jordan quit practicing after he won a couple of titles? No, he didn't.
I don't think so. What is it? I think it's like Grant Cardone. He always says 10,000 hours is what it takes to master something. So, I mean, if we're having that's 5 years of doing it 8 hours a day. So if we haven't done that, we have definitely not mastered our craft and our skills. So, you become an expert, you become a pro by just every single day practicing. So it becomes second nature. So. Yeah.
And the way that we practice scripts and presentations is you get a role play partner. We have within our group, and anybody in their mind saying, well, how do I do that? I don't have anybody to practice with. I'm not in a big coaching organization. Yeah. We got it. Within our group and our mastermind group, there's people that are practicing the scripts and presentations. If you want to do it, I will set you up with somebody that you can practice with every single day. I can get you into a group that does it every single day. And if you don't show up, they kick you out. It's accountability, and it's the real deal. There are people doing this every single day in our group. All right, go to the next one.
Oh, okay.
If you got anything else, I'm sorry.
No,
let's keep. I tend to be a little overbearing here with all my caffeine.
This is a little sample of what your calendar can look like. So you're going to put all those things in there, but also schedule out all your other activities. So time block everything. Time block your personal time block your family time block if you have to, like meals and going to the restroom, like just get it all blocked out, like put it on there so you can really have a realistic look at, hey, this is when I have an appointment. You can even say, I can't meet you then because I have an appointment. You could have a legitimate appointment with your family, right? So put everything on your calendar as a time block, and it should look something like this. This is what I was required to give to my coach. I gave it to my business partners. I published it, gave it to my spouse, give it to everybody, put it down and say, hey, you need to get a hold of me. You can see this is when I'm doing XYZ. You can't reach me then because I'm going to be on the phones, or I'm going to be in a listing appointment. So pick another time, so it actually helps everybody around you support you into accomplishing your schedule. So, yeah. Write it down.
You know, and one thing that sticks with me that my coaches always said was, you know, there's nothing in your business that cannot wait until after 12 o'clock.
Yes. Yes. So
And I'm
good.
thinking, that's bull crap, man. What if this? What if that? What happens if this? You know what? They were right. I have done that for years and years, and you're going to get a lot of people calling you between 9 and 12 o'clock. Guess what? If you, there's never something that could not wait until 12. So how do you do that? Well, it's really easy if you have an administrative assistant to do that. I do, but not everything goes to my administrative assistant. I'll be honest with you. So a majority of it just goes into an email. And if you want to put a message on your phone, like the following, which I don't have this, but I probably should. I know a lot of people that do. Hey, this is Steve with eXp Realty. Thank you for, hey, this is Steve with eXp Realty. Your call is very important to me. If it's between the hours of 8 and 12 a.m. Monday through Friday, I'm currently looking for buyers for my listings and looking for new listings for my buyers. Please leave a message and I'll be sure to get back to you between the hours of 12 and 2 as soon as I get done with my morning prospecting. Blah, blah, blah. If it's an emergency, please email me or if it's an emergency, please call, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, you could have, if you don't have an admin, you could basically have it go to one of your, a business partner in our group or somebody that you're, role playing with or whatever. It's never going to be anything that can't wait. And, it's important that we just block that time out and let everybody else know that that's an important time for us to make our phone calls. That's it.
It's a big mindset thing, right? Really, Steve? I mean, it's not even, you don't have to be a robot. It's just more of like blocking out your mind, like be a maker in the morning and manage everything else in the afternoon.
Yeah, what that does is it allows me to really focus on the prospecting and focus on what I'm doing. It eliminates all of the, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that. Oh, when should I do this? Because what'll happen is if you're in that crazy thought process, you're going to stop prospecting and start doing that stuff. But if you know that you have it blocked to do those return calls and those things between 12 and 1, you can forget about it. You can make your calls and then get back to that stuff. It does open up your mind to be able to focus a lot better. So like Jesse said, you also want to, I do this, you also have to block out time for your family and for exercise and all those other things. It's not just all about work. And the craziest thing about all this is the more disciplined I am with this, the more freedom I have. And I know it sounds like an oxymoron, but it is absolutely true. If I'm 100% disciplined about making my calls and I get my 33 contacts done between 8 and 11:30, guess what? If I didn't set an appointment and I want to go to the beach or, I want to go isolate in my apartment, which is about all you can do right now, I can go do that. I am free to do whatever I want at that point. My conscience is clear. I've done my work. I feel good. And guys, I'm telling you from experience, that's the way it works mentally. If you set a goal and you set a schedule and you follow through with it daily, you're going to feel so much better about yourself. Then you're not going to be worried. You're not going to be stressed out. All that stuff comes from being unorganized. Yep. And I know Rob, you could probably attest to that. By the way, Rob is a lieutenant colonel in the Air Force, so I know he knows all about this schedule and discipline stuff. I'm not telling him anything he doesn't know, but hey, guess what? It works in real estate too, Rob. So
discipline equals freedom, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
All right. So let's have any questions and answers. Anybody have any questions?
Do you typically reserve any time at all for like each day, making sure that your systems and processes are all nailed down and saving you time in the future, like making sure you're campaigns are the way that you really want them, or your database is working the way you want it to work, or any of the system stuff?
Yeah, I do. Like I said, I do have an admin that helps me with a lot of that stuff, but we set aside time during the week, usually a couple hours during the week at least, to have a meeting. And we have an ongoing checklist, a shared document in Google Drive that is a to-do list. Like, here's what we need to get done. And then we go over that. Did you do this? What happened? What do we need to do? Boom, boom, boom. So yeah, I do that a couple times a week with my admin, and it's something that you can do by yourself. I've done it before by myself. And yeah, you have to block out time to work on your business. That's called working on your business. That's absolutely essential if you want to grow.
Perfect.
Great question, Helen. Yep.
Thanks.
Sean, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. I've been trying to prospect my circle of influence, and nobody is. I mean, I'm getting some cold leads, but just because of what's going on in the current market right now, I'm finding difficult that, this is the time. I'm not trying to make any excuses, but this is the time where I'm coming into the market of real estate, and all this stuff is happening. So I'm trying to push through it, but
I hear you, brother. I hear you. And that's fine. Try in one hand and crap in the other and see which one fills up first. Don't try to do it, just do it.
right.
So what I would suggest is, it is going to be an uphill battle to try to get leads right now. But if you're doing, what you can, and that would be to call your database. So how many people are in your database, Sean? You're brand new. So how many you got?
I mean, I consider my database everybody that's in my phone, so over 200 people.
Okay.
I'm trying to work through.
That's great. So what I would suggest for you is to call or reach out to 5 of those people a day.
Okay.
Over the next, what is that? 5 times, how many, what is that? 200? How many days is that, guys? I'm sorry. 20, 40? I don't know.
10 a day for a month. If you did it in a month, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do 5 a day. Here's what I'd like you to do, Sean. 5 of them a day.
Okay.
Also, go out. Man, everything's on hold. Find some cards or some announcement cards. I bet you could probably go into EXP dashboard, into the marketing center. In fact, you can go into the marketing center and look for an announcement that you just joined EXP, or something along the lines of you being with EXP and you're excited about the spring market. You don't have to say you joined. You probably want to, though, because you're a new agent. So just do an announcement letter. All right. So in there's going to be one that announces you joining EXP or you starting your real estate career. If you know 200 people, go in there. There'll be the way the marketing stuff in there works. You can just plug your information in there and get a PDF or whatever it is and print it out, or send it up to Kinko's or whatever's open right now and get those printed out. All right.
Okay.
Get an envelope, hand address 200 of those envelopes. So do 5 calls and 5 envelopes a day.
Okay.
So by this time next week, you should have 25 envelopes. Do not mail them yet.
Okay.
Get stamps. Don't mail them yet. Get
Why is
all
that?
those ready, as many of those you can. And then once a week, you'll send out 25 of those, but make your calls 5 times a week as well.
Okay.
And that's how you get a start. Okay.
All right.
Additionally, I did a call yesterday on how to set up your database in KV Core. So how to
Uh-huh.
import all your contacts and start doing a weekly newsletter. If you do a weekly newsletter where you're sharing information, you don't got to talk to anybody until you're, get through all of your database. But you can actually send them something every single week that says, this is what's going on. This is how coronavirus is affecting mortgage rates. This is how you can just be the resource for them with KV Core, with the tool you already have. So
This is why, you know, this is the way the industry is going right now. EXP is positioned perfectly for this type of scenario. We're a cloud-based brokerage, and we run our businesses virtually and use all these tools already. Whatever, there's marketing stuff in there that's going to put, that you'll be able to use if you wanted to send one of these out like every other week, right, Jesse?
Yep. Yeah. So I walked through that. All of that's in the member area. I did the replay of that, showing you the tools to use, ideas, what to send people. Like, you don't got to be creative. I show you everything that you can think of to where to go to get good stuff to send to your database. So,
and a lot of people over the next 30 days, I just had a call today, are going to be asking how the market is. What's going on with the real estate market? This is a great time for you to get up to date on your stats. Look at where things were last year at this time. Look at where they are this year, number of sales, number of homes listed, number of pending deals, and start getting familiar with that so you can update your database monthly. The more you're in touch with those people, the more they know you're serious about this, the more chances are they're going to come to you for any of their real estate business or refer any business to you.
Okay.
Does anybody know if KV Core or the Marketing Center in EXP has virtual business cards?
I believe it does. Yes.
Yes, they do.
Okay. Because I know that a lot of my contacts in my phone and my database, I don't have like physical addresses or mailing addresses. I might have a phone number. So I'd like to send them a link by text to my virtual business card or an announcement about joining EXP or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, there's definitely, I know there's virtual business cards somewhere.
Also, if you guys want a little template like this, I made this in Canva. I'll give it to you guys. You can pop in your numbers. It's a nice little visual way to send a market update.
Yes.
To your audience, to your market. So you can post it on your blog. You can make a video out of it. You can, print it.
Social media. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's lots of ways to stay in touch with people. And what Steve's saying, in a month, people are like, well, how did this really impact real estate? This is a great way to start sending stuff out.
That'd be great.
Yeah. So, this is a great time, Sean, to get, again, I'm going to keep repeating it probably for the next, couple months. Get your database, get as many people in that database as possible. Get your system set up to, how you're going to reach out to them, a plan to reach out to your database. And most importantly is do a little bit each day to actually take action on that. So call 5 of them a day. If you don't get them on the phone, shoot them a text or an email and start working on getting 5 of those letters ready a day. And then next week, mail them out at the next call. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Next Friday.
You can access, if you need the resources, how to do all that. That video is here.
And that's in the members area, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So I started adding those calls in here, so you guys can go watch those if you miss them or something.
Any other questions?
Can I have access to that, or do I need a special code to get into there?
You just go to Extreme Agents VIP.
Mm-hmm.
So go to extremeagentsvip.com. And what you're going to do is come right down here to where it says resources and scripts. Click on that. It's going to take you to a login to create a login. You create a membership. And then every time you want to come back to Extreme Agents VIP, and there's a login down here, an active member login. So create your account through this orange button, and then come back and log in here.
All right, awesome. Perfect.
All right, guys. Any other questions? All that stuff is in the website, all the downloads. If you guys ever need anything else, just let us know. If you can't find something, email us and we'll get it out to you right away. No problem. So database, and, write some personal letters. That's the best thing you can do right now. I'm doing it. So it'll pay off. I promise.
You're handwriting those letters?
Yeah. Yes, I am handwriting the envelopes and the letter.
Okay.
Personal, very personal.
Very,
Yeah.
very, very. They'll open it. If you handwrite the envelope, they're going to open it 100%.
Yeah.
All right, guys. If there's no other questions, keep positive. Everybody stay safe, and we will talk to you next Wednesday. Thank
Hey,
you very
Steve,
much.
Steve,
Thanks,
no
Steve.
question.
Thanks, Jesse.
More
Hey,
questions?
Steve,
guys.
no question.
Go ahead,
Can I call
Sean.
you after this?
Oh, Rob,
No.
what?
Can I call you real quick after this? Do you have
Yeah.
some time, like 5-10 minutes?
What time is it? Yes, I do have 10 minutes.
Okay, I'll call you after this then real quick. Thanks.
All right,
Awesome,
sounds
guys.
good. Thanks,
Take care,
guys.
guys.
All right,
Cheers.
see y'all.